Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, and welcome to the additional end of year vlog covering our plans for next year, but also reviewing what happened in 2018. And firstly, thank you for all of the views, the subscribers, the likes, the dislikes, the comments, the shares, everything related to this channel this year. We came off the back of 2017 with quite a lot of momentum, particularly for MotoGP 17 manager career. But actually at the start of this year, we were kind of focusing on MotoGP 17 rider career, on finishing WRC 7, on doing MXGP 3 in preparation for MXGP Pro, and also doing Barge Edge Control HD. And throughout the year, we've had our ups and downs. You know, it hasn't kind of pushed on maybe like I really hope the channel would, but it has just stayed at a constant level, and especially this month as well. Great, fantastic support. Our best month for a couple, so you know, thank you for all the support this year. And yeah, it's fantastic to see that we've at least maintained the momentum from last year, and the stats are actually very similar. Looking at the analytics like watch time, like average view duration, retention, and as I said, all the views, likes, comments, dislikes, they're all very similar. And actually, looking at the analytics for this year as well, most of my views for videos are coming from like playlists as well. So thank you for actually bothering to check those out and, you know, paying attention that I do try and add every video to a playlist so it's easy and accessible to view every video in, say, a series, particularly for long ones like MotoGP 17's ones, and for even TT Isle of Man, which is like 38 episodes. And so yeah, you'll see that with MotoGP 18, with Ride 3, with V-Rally 4, all videos go into a playlist. So yeah, thank you for watching the videos that way as well. And yeah, making 2018 at least a consolidation year, and hopefully can actually push on in 2019, finally reach maybe like 1,000 subscribers, probably the aim. I think that's been the aim for the past couple of years, but yeah, hopefully can finally reach that next year. But 2018, so we start the year trying to finish off some series. We're ending the year trying to finish off some series as well. Just finished off MXGP Pro, and then we've got V-Rally 4 is probably going to be next, and then trying to finish off series which we did previously in the year, like TT Isle of Man, like Gravel, like even Barge Edge Control HD. So we've got all the Barge 1000, 100 and 200 to do in that as well. I promised that ages ago. Unfortunately, I haven't just gotten around to it. I found the time to do that as well. Of course, got Ride 3, trying to get through as much of Ride 3 as possible for the game start to get released early next year, and the busy month of February. So yeah, trying to progress through some series. MotoGP 18, when finally at the MotoGP level in rider career. You probably won't see MotoGP 18 this week. I know some people want it back, but just, you know, taking this week with a bit more, you know, time off as well, just trying to take that to record a bit more as well. And so I hope I'll be well placed to have those videos out on time next week, and that will probably be in the morning, because for some reason, again, like MXGP Pro, the series just got stronger as it's gone on for MotoGP 18. Like great support near the end of the Moto 2 season. So yeah, I think and that was with it being in the morning time slot. So I think I'll keep it in the morning time slot on the Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And then Ride 3, as I said, try to plow through all of that. So that will be every weekday, not today of course, but you know, from Boxing Day for the rest of Thursday and Friday as well. You have Ride 3, trying to get through as much of that in January, then it might slow down in February. So yeah, trying to get to at least like the halfway point of Ride 3. I'm quite enjoying it, despite of course the AI, which is an issue in every milestone game, but particularly in that, for some reason it really is kind of irritating with some bikes, and it really just does depend on the bike you're riding as well. Like I had a blast on the electric bikes, had a blast on the naked bikes. Some of the 90s and 1000s bikes though, a bit more difficult for me. And of course the early Grand Prix bikes from the late 60s, early 70s, really difficult to ride. I like trying to get the bike to slide sometimes, going into corners. They do not want to slide. If you try and slide, if you go slightly wide, try and use the throttle to gain momentum in those bikes, you're just going to crash. No chance in hell of that happening. So yeah, you've got to be very precise with those older bikes, even more precise than you do with the modern bikes, I find. So yeah, Ride 3, bit of a mixed bag, but definitely want to push on, want to explore some new bikes and go to these longer races like the Northwest 200, the North Cypher Full Circuit, and the Ulster Grand Prix as well, and Macau at night, which looks fantastic. So yeah, lots of Ride 3 coming up, and then V-Rally 4, that's going to be still Tuesday and Thursday, so of course not today, but it'll be back on Thursday. And I just wanted to do the championships. I just wanted to do the hill climb. I just wanted to do the V-Rally cross. I just wanted to complete those championships that be done with V-Rally 4, but hopefully that'll be done before Dirt Rally 2.0 comes out. And you might see another rallying series emerge as well, just a special at the end of this year if I find the time tomorrow to record some. So yeah, hopefully I have lots of rally in preparation for Dirt Rally 2.0 coming out in February. But also this year, not just about series that have been wrapping up, we had both MXGPs, MXGP3, which in the end I think is better than MXGP Pro, even though I got frustrated with MXGP Pro around the halfway mark, had to take a bit of a break, but once I came back with a different mindset, a bit more relaxed as well, and it was a bit more fun. I actually got used to the handling model. I still think it's very much a work in progress, unfortunately, that handling model, as especially air physics are still not that good, unfortunately. So yeah, lots of work for Milestone to do for Supercross 2, which of course I detailed in Super Pro videos. I'll link the whole playlist below as we finish that series this past weekend. And I know there's been questions about why I'm not continuing until MXGP level. It's just, again, time reasons. Supercross 2 is coming out early in February as well, so at least I've got January out, and then we can just blast through Supercross 2. January can just be, as I said, just a month to try and get through some series before games get released in February in earnest. So yeah, we've been through both the MXGPs. As I said, hopefully in Supercross 2, we did Supercross as well, of course, last year. ElusiveKev blasted through that series. That was great fun. Hopefully Supercross 2 is just as much fun as well. I really do hope so. But again, it's Milestone. I don't have the highest of hopes, unfortunately, with Milestone. As I said, very much a mixed bag in 2018. Hopefully it can be a lot better in 2019. Hopefully they have less releases. They can just focus more on being a bit more polished and releasing. It feels like the same game, just with different skins. Ride 3 is very different from the rest, it feels like, but still the kind of racing, this style of the game is very much still just a Milestone, very similar experience game, particularly with, as I said, racing AI like I do in single player. So yeah, hopefully there's some evolution on that side in Supercross 2, and for whatever other game comes out next year, maybe MotoGP 19, which of course always gets announced in, say, March time around the beginning of the season. So we'll see if that comes out, and whatever other game Milestone has coming out. But we also tried to play Gravel, didn't like it. Now I'm going to go back to it after all the DLC's been released as well, after there's been the odd patch or two. Not very well supported, that game, unfortunately, but it has been a crowded house for Milestone, with MXGP Pro, with Supercross, with MotoGP 18, with Ride 3 as well. So yeah, there's been a bit of support for MXGP Pro and for MotoGP 18 in particular, and Ride 3, of course. They supported like Ride 2 for quite a long time, so I expect a similar level of support for Ride 3 as well. And then early in the year too, we did Burnout Paradise Remastered, after just coming off playing Burnout Paradise for the first time. So yeah, that was a very short series. That was a fun series as well. I do like Burnout Paradise, maybe not as much as Burnout 3, and Burnout Revenge, that's come out on backwards compatible, so you might see a Let's Play of that as well this year. You'll finally get around to it, or next year I mean. So yeah, very much enjoying Burnout Paradise and actually playing through that not just once but twice now. And also the developers of Burnout, or some of the guys who created Burnout, they come out with a game called Dangerous Driving, which should be in a similar vein. I'm very much looking forward to that. They've got a tentative release date of February, but it's unlikely because we've barely seen a preview of the game, so I'm guessing it's not going to be this year. Maybe it'll be late next year, early next year, maybe it'll be late next year, or even in 2020. But I can't wait for Dangerous Driving, and so that it has a release date of February, but probably unlikely to hit that. But in January, there's the Grand Tour game coming out, and I only put it on the list, which I'm about to show you now, of all the games I'm looking at and maybe exploring next year. I've only put it on the list because it's done by the same guys who do R Factor 2, so Studio 397 helped out on that game, and yeah, I'm very interested to try it out because it's meant to be kind of like the Grand Tour experiences. I've never watched the Grand Tour, not really interested in watching it either. I kind of got growing tired of the kind of May, Clarkson, Hammond dynamic, lads on the run all over the world saying, I wasn't the biggest fan of it in parts. It did get better in the final series before they had to leave, so I don't know, I might check out Grand Tour eventually, but I'll definitely be looking at the game, maybe showing that off in January as well if I got the time. So yeah, that's why that's on the list. But I said February's the big month with Supercross 2 and then Dirt Rally 2.0. Then in March, as you see, there's Drift 19. There's not many realistic simulator drift games in my knowledge. You've got lots of arcade ones that you can play with like the keyboard, and lots of ones that you can play on the phone as well. And then of course you've got like Forza lobbies, and you can do it in say a set of courses as well with mods. But an actual realistic simulator game based around drifting, not too many around, so I'm keeping an eye on that, even though I'm terrible at drifting, so you might see that in March. And then of course a set of Corsa Competizione. I do hope to do like a championship in that, as that is based on the 2018 then 2019 Blancpain GT series, the short, sprint and the endurance series as well. So I've been keeping an eye on the development of that. It is in early access at the moment. Got the game when it first was on early access because it's only like half the price of what it will be at full retail price. So it is just sitting there at the moment, and keeping an eye on the development. It seems to be developing in kind of mixed development. It's always hard to tell how good an early access game is from other people playing it unless you kind of play it yourself and really check it out. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on that. And you see on the list as well kind of ETA games which might be released next year, like GTR 3, like Kartcraft. That's another game in early access that may become full access next year as well. Maybe a possible Dakar 19, because Dakar 18's got lots of releases, had a big one recently, so definitely trying to go back to there and try and complete the Dakar Rally, as we only got a few stages in on the cars. And I might try out the bikes as well, but I'll probably get lost in the desert on the first stage because you got no co-driver. It's all down to you and following those kind of pace notes, and I was terrible in the car with a co-driver alongside me, so you'll probably just see me try and finish the car kind of Dakar Rally. Hopefully that'll be happening next month with the space that's been allocated at the weekend with no MXGP Pro. And then also looking back at last year, there was the Barge Edge Control HD we also looked at, and I said trying to get through the 3 main events on Barge as well, hopefully in January too, just have one per weekend. And I was actually surprised looking back at the analytics. The first episode of Barge Edge Control HD, my let's play of it, of the career mode, has got over 1,000 views. I was very surprised to see that, considering the rest of the series doesn't quite live up to that kind of viewership standard. So yeah, thank you for the support, at least on that first episode. But looking at the analytics as well, it mainly is kind of those early episodes, so when we got to work on how to keep that viewer attention for later episodes. I know there's a natural drop off, people get hyped to see a game, and then if it turns out like Dakar 18 at release, they just quickly don't want to see that game ever again. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to find, trying to find a better balance. I know sometimes I get a bit too intense with some games, such as like MotoGP 18, where you're trying to do a realistic career. I want results to go a certain way for a story, for a championship, and it doesn't happen, and sometimes that frustration can come out in the recording. So I try and work on that as well for next year. And that also happened to say iRacing, where I'm just racing online. I want to try and do the best, and then it's very competitive and I'm not very good, so that can lead to terrible results sometimes, like you see in my iRacing IndyCar series. And I'll definitely be continuing IndyCar. I've already recorded today the episode for Saturday. It may be coming out sooner as well, as it was a cracker race round in Indianapolis. And also doing the Ferrari GT3 Fix series, the sprint series of Van Autumn Park. Never driven round there in iRacing. that should be great fun. So I might try and show that off as well. I showed off the previous week around Donington yesterday as well, and that was a pretty good race as well, battling at the front in the Ferrari GT3 cars, which is kind of the only road course cars I can get the hang of, because I'm having difficulty braking with the single seaters with the former Renault 3.5 and the F3, just finding the right brake ballast, finding the right brake balance as well, pressure braking. So yeah, lots of things to work on, braking wise. I'm looking to try and get some new pedals as well on the side, trying to upgrade the pedals a bit. Hopefully that can help me with my braking problems, with my feet, not with my fingers when I'm playing the MotoGP games with the controller, but at least in iRacing, because I mainly just use the steering wheel for PC, so I might as well try and get some good PC pedals for that. So I'm definitely on the lookout for that. So yeah, that might be an upgrade, hopefully early next year. And then what else have we got? Well, other sims, as you can see at the bottom, always continuously getting updated, such as R Factor 2, which is just recently released the GT3 pack as well. And R Factor 2 is probably the most improved sim over the past year. It has been fantastic to see what Studio 397 have done with what ISI just left behind, and they've just improved it, moved it into fantastic direction. Very excited to see what they can do in 2019. Then you've got Race from Racing Experience, which is always improving, and with single player as well, they've released recently another GT4 pack for the sim, and also multi-class as well. With the AI seems to be much improved, so I might try a race out like that. And very much looking forward to try out more Race from next year. I really haven't played it enough this year. And then of course I said iRacing, and then there's the likes of maybe going back to some older sims like Richard Burns Rally, like GPL, and trying like Assetto Corsa as well. And yeah, just exploring some more games next year. And that's kind of the focus next year, to maybe show off a bit more games and be a bit more, be less reliant on Let's Plays. Like 2018, I wanted to do much more than I did. I mostly did like Let's Plays. So in 2019, still do kind of Let's Plays, but just slow down a bit on them. As I said, I've got quite a lot of a backlog on some Let's Plays. I'm still trying to go through some current series as well, trying to finish those up, and so it's not ideal in January just playing catch up before these big releases in February. So yeah, maybe in 2019 not all of those games on that list will be shown in say a Let's Play format. It'd just be like the one-off video, just giving an impression of the game, just showing it off. And yes, hopefully I can do that with a few other games that got released this year as well, such as like Grip, such as like Steel Rats, Descenders, which is on that list as well because it's still in early access, and yeah, lots of other games that I can't remember off the top of my head. So yeah, 2019 hopefully will be that variety I want on this channel. And I talked about Power Oversteer as well. Unfortunately just didn't have the time to do it in 2018. Hopefully that'll be coming back in some form in 2019, but unfortunately just can't guarantee. I've tried to guarantee it and it just hasn't occurred. But yeah, that's kind of a review of 2018. Pretty good year. 2019 hopefully better, and I said in January next month and for the rest of this month as well, ride free every weekday. MotoGP 18 Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 3A4 Tuesday and Thursday. At the weekend iRacing, and then another series I'm trying to complete, such as Barjo Control HD on say the Sunday, probably iRacing on Saturday, and then to make it 2 videos per day. At the weekend maybe I'll go back to gravel, I think, first, and then go back to the TT Isle of Man. So that's the schedule for January. That's kind of a review of 2018. That's what's to look forward to in 2019, all the games as well in that list. And yeah, just thank you for the support once again this year. I know I've been terrible at responding to comments this month, just been very busy, so hopefully I can do that after this video while it's going up. And yeah, hopefully we can have a very good year next year. I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.